Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Fearless and Fabulous podcast. This is the space where women are telling their stories of how they thrive no matter their age or size. And I have another repeat guest on the show. I have the fabulous, the ageless, the timeless, the wonderful Miss Katrina Spagnoletti. Hello, Katrina.
How are you? It is so great to be back. The conversation was so great last time. I'm so honored that you give me another chance to delve into all of these amazing subjects that you just spoke about. So this is going to be fun.
It is going to be a good time. And for those of you who are listening on Spotify, what you're not seeing is that this queen is wearing this amazing leopard top. She's holding up her new sash because she has a new title, Mrs. Classic Universe USA. My goodness sakes. And let me just say that this woman, are you 60 or 61 now?
I am 61.
Oh my, that is amazing. That is amazing. This is what it's all about, thriving no matter our age or size.
Absolutely.
And so I want to definitely get into the nitty-gritty about this new title. But can you just give a short little introduction about yourself for those who maybe aren't familiar with an amazing Katrina?
Well, you know, pageant queens, we never do anything short. We always make sure we're at the highest point that we can possibly ever be. But I would try to make it as short as possible. Okay, my name is Katrina Spagnoletti, and I am the 61-year-old Mrs. Classic Universe USA. I'm also an author of What My Mother Never Knew, a book on how I healed from childhood trauma, something that is my platform, Voices, which educates people on how to use their voice to educate themselves how to start the healing process. And I think that that was like my greatest tool coming from childhood abuse. I'm also studying to be an etiquette consultant because, of course, we have to know our etiquette, whether it's personal or business, but especially through pageantry. That's so important.
Yes.
And that's something that is preparing me for my next pageant. We'll talk about that later, I'm sure. I'm also a life coach. So everything that I do has to do with what shaped me to the woman that I am today. And I'm going to continue to grow even at 61 because life has just begun. Every single day we get a blessing to wake up and see another day.
Absolutely, Queen. Absolutely. And congratulations again on your all of your achievements. You are such a huge inspiration to me. I know you're a big inspiration to so many women,
Aw.
and I am so proud of you for just keep progressing forward and taking on new challenges. So I really want to talk about this new title because this is something I think most women aren't aware of, that yes, women over 50, over 60, even older are getting into pageants. And many of us think, oh, I'm too old for this. So tell us all about this title and a bit about what it took for you to get there.
Well, just to let your audience know, I was 53 when I first entered my first pageant, and that was in Virginia. I now reside in Florida. And I just wanted to do a pageant. I thought it was kind of a cool idea until I entered my first pageant and I realized it was a journey. It was a journey of
Mhm.
growth. And I got so much more out of it than I ever would have thought because it's not about the glitz and glamour. That doesn't make the winner because
Right.
once we have our hair and makeup done, that's our equalizer when it comes to our appearance. Everyone looks amazing when you're hitting that stage. It's more about your growth, your journey, your platform, how you can interview, how you can speak in front of an audience, how you can conduct an interview, and just the all-around growth is so amazing. So it didn't shock me. I think because of the journey, I kind of just maybe one day went, wow, I'm a different person, even at 53. But I didn't win my first pageant, but I was second runner up, which is amazing for
Yes.
53 years old. Competing with women, 30 years my junior, it was awesome. But when I came to Florida, I wasn't working because I wanted to travel to go see my grandkids and my kids. So I decided to do it again, went to Florida, and I competed yet again with women 30 years my junior, and I won my first title at 56 years old. I'm so proud of that. But
Yeah.
I always say the pageantry is like Lay's potato chip. You can't just do one. You have to keep them. Yeah, they're addictive. They really are. But I really try to pace myself. If I'm going to be involved in the pageant system, I've got to do my research. I've got to really want that fire to burn, that I want to be
Right.
in that system. I've got to study the system. And the ones that I've been in, I've been so excited about. Queen of the World. I was the international queen as Elite Mrs. Queen of the World. It afforded me the opportunity to get flown to India. That is the greatest
Mm.
appearance I've ever seen a Mrs. have thus far. That's where I met you. So I bring
Yes,
great friends with me. I
I
mean,
know.
that's the greatest part about pageantry. But my current title now is for the Mrs. Universe USA system, which took place a couple of September 12th, as a matter of fact, in New Jersey. I went there and I just met some amazing women. So I was crowned Mrs. Classic Universe USA. And my next step is to head to a different country next year to compete at the Mrs. Universe pageant, which took place actually this morning. And it was just, it's 10 days of just pure beauty and fun. They're at the Philippines now, and they have it at a different country every year. And I think they're going to keep it in an Asian country, which is going to be phenomenal.
I
So me and my twin
know.
sisters are really excited about heading over there. And the thing about my queen sisters is they're my queen sisters, but they become my competition once I get to Mrs. Universe. So I've already got some stiff competition. I mean, they are absolutely amazing. And I know I'm going to have some amazing competition wherever I go next year in 2026 to compete for Mrs. Universe.
That is just so exciting,
I'm so
Queen.
excited. I really am.
Just the opportunity to
Yeah,
go and
exactly.
represent is
Mhm.
such a huge honor.
Such a huge honor.
I mean, anything that happens beyond that, I think is just icing on the cake, frankly. It's just having that ability to represent your country
Yes.
at a pageant system. It's so rare. And I know you don't take that for granted at
Yeah.
all. And so, what I'm curious about for Mrs. Classic Universe, is there an age range for that? What types of things did you have to compete in? What were the categories like?
Oh, it's really great because we didn't have to do bathing suit. It seems like a lot of pageant systems are taking away the whole bathing suit aspect of the judging. So that was really a first for me because I've always done bathing suits. They actually put in costume, which I thought was
Mm.
really interesting. So it's something that you can bring to the stage, something either of your culture or your state. So I went as the botanical gardens because I love flowers and it's so tropical and beautiful here. I wanted to make sure I represented it in a very, very positive light. And I did a great job. I was really excited about that. Um, I mean, it's just such a great opportunity to be a part of this system, the Mrs. Classic Universe system, to be able to and I have to say something, and I hope I'm not too forward when I say this. I did compete against someone, and she was a neuroscientist. She's absolutely amazing. These women were just so amazing when it came to
Mm.
their education and their success. So I look at every bit of that as such an honor. But I have to say, at 61 years old, I was supposed to have seven women in the competition. No, eight. It was supposed to be eight of us, but six of them didn't want to compete with me.
Oh,
So they dropped out, and that was really shocking. And it's a great honor to hear something like that. But also, I think anyone can be beat. That's my confidence level. I think anyone can be beat. Anyone can be crowned. It's not about the beauty. It's not about the body. It's about so much more that's so deeper. But I'm flattered, like I said, but I also feel a little perplexed because I want everybody to have the chance. And
yeah,
I think growth comes from competition. You know what I mean? Because
exactly.
if you see someone and you think, wow, this person is great, that's the greatest inspiration you can possibly ever have. I never want to be the cause of someone not wanting to compete or not wanting to get their dream job or to compete in a pageant. And because I don't think I'm that type of competitor. I'm more a competitor. My definition of competition is just finding women that you are inspired by to make you better And because we're
Yes.
our own competition, and I don't think enough people realize that you are your own competition. You really are, because I'm
Absolutely.
not afraid to compete against me. Not at all. I'll compete against me all day, and I say. But like I said, it was flattering, but it also, if you're out there and you think you're too old or you think that you just aren't good enough to win, that is so, that is not the correct way to, boost yourself up. You can't take the easy way out. You want to make
Yeah.
sure that you're doing your best, because your competition is going to help you grow. I think that was one of the biggest part of my journey, finding that it wasn't about seeing someone and saying and making shrinking myself. It was about
Mhm.
making sure that I shined even brighter. And whatever happens, it just happens.
Exactly. And I think I'm so glad you mentioned that story, Katrina, because I think that's what happens to a lot of women is
Yes.
when they start looking at who else is in the room, right?
Yeah.
And they start thinking, oh, well, she's got that dress, and oh, she's so tall, or she's so beautiful. And they start playing the comparison monster.
Definitely.
And I feel badly that those ladies decide not to show up because for me personally, pageantry has always been about my own growth.
Yeah.
To me, I know that there have been women who I've competed with, especially this last pageant that I had the title for.
Mhm.
There were women who I know had more resources than I did, had more expensive dresses than I did, but it didn't matter.
No,
It didn't matter.
doesn't.
If you don't know who you are first, if you're not secure in who you are first, everything else is not going to matter at all.
No, it's not. And and I felt the same way. And I'm sure some people were like, "What, Katrina, you did? I mean, you beam with confidence." Well, anything, you go on social media and you see these incredible women, and
Hmm.
you're just like, "How the heck am I going to do that?" You know how you do it? You step on stage.
Yep.
That's how you do it. You step on stage. That is your first battle, is stepping on stage. And when you step on stage, you do your best, and your best is good enough, because beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Your stories that you tell, you don't know the type of judges because when I was competing at Mrs. Universe USA, we actually we had the questions before, so we were able
Hmm.
to like kind of do our answers, make them our own. And I studied and studied, because my weakness is on stage question. I'm so much better now, but it is my weakness, and I understand my weakness is something I have to continue to do. So it was I think I was the last person to have a question out of all the categories. I was the last person. And the judge who asked me the question didn't even ask me a question from the paper. And I was like, what am I going to do now?
Oh my
I
goodness.
did my best. That's what I did. I did my best, and I won.
There
And
you
that's
go.
all I had to give, is my best.
Hmm. And that's all anyone can ever ask for. I mean, my goodness, I know you've seen this happen. I've seen queens during, especially evening gown, they slip, they fall down, but they get the way they get back up, especially when I've judged, that's how I watch that queen. How did she recover? Is she just like, okay, I'm good. I'm going to keep on moving. I'm going to still give her a high mark because if she slips, falls down, and looks absolutely devastated and just kills the energy of her routine, then I know she wasn't confident to begin with.
Well, it was interesting because one of the judges came to me, and she said to me, "I'm a counselor for women who have, or people who have been, trying to heal from childhood trauma." And she said, first of all, to be able to speak about it, that
Hmm.
right there was enough. And she goes, because I deal with people all the time who can't even speak about it, but to
Yeah.
do it as confidently as you did. And I always have a smile on my face. You are not going to see a tear fall. I am so triumphant over what I went through. And I am so proud. This smile is all about being prideful of the fact that I did not succumb to the person that I should have been, because I was so crushed as a kid, or I was abused as a kid. I'm so proud of myself. And I take that on stage with me. And you can throw a question at me and I might be a little dumbfounded by it, but I'm
Yeah.
going to use my personal experience, and it's always going to be the winning experience for me.
And the thing is that you can tell when someone is healed. You can
Yeah.
tell.
Yeah,
You
they're always
just see it.
always gonna have the smile on their face.
Mm-hmm.
Always, there's nothing I can do to change it. But there's a lot that I can do about changing myself and making sure that my
Mm-hmm.
past does not catch up with me, because I know what it's like not to be healed, and I know what it's like to be healed. And I would much rather live in the healing
Yeah.
than not, because girlfriend was not the same person she is today. And I'm so proud of myself. I think a lot of people think my confidence comes from something totally different than what it actually does.
Yeah.
It comes from me building myself brick by brick to be the person that I am. Very proud of myself for, always having a smile on my face, surrounding myself with amazing energy, people like you, people like my queen sisters. I love that. I'm so proud of myself because I didn't succumb, like I said, to what happened to me as a child. And it's pretty easy not to succumb to it. You just have to do it. You really do.
And the thing is, I don't know if this is your experience, Katrina, but I have my own things that some traumas that I've worked very hard to heal from. But there are just certain things that will trigger me a bit,
Oh yeah.
and I'll have to,
Yeah.
do the work to understand why is this bothering me so much? What can I do to work through this thing? Because I think the inclination for a lot of people is when they're triggered, they try to ignore it. And when you have a trauma that's been triggered, you can't just ignore it. It's going to come back larger than it was before. I don't know if that's been your experience, but I know that's been true for me.
Therapy is a great tool for healing, and you have to
Right.
find the right therapist. I cannot just say go throw yourself out on somebody's couch and talk to them, because I went through a lot of therapists before I discovered the one that was for me. And one of the things that we did talk about was my trauma. And he said it's okay, and my triggers. He said it's okay to be in the house, just find a way out. And I live by that because we
Hmm.
understand what a trigger feels like. It feels like you're right there. It feels like the movie is being replayed and all the feelings come up because you're right there in that memory, but you're not.
Yeah.
You're not. And that's the way to step away from that trigger. You tell yourself, I'm not there anymore. I'm a grown woman. I
Hmm.
can protect myself.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna touch me anymore. Like I have at this point, I only have myself to blame. I will not allow myself to be around toxicity. I will not allow myself to feel like I'm less than nothing because of one person's opinion. In pageantry, it's very difficult. Even I've come across, even being a winner in my 50s or my 60s, that there are people out there, like industry people, that treat you different. They treat you like a
Oh,
stepchild.
yes.
Girl, you should do a whole segment on that one. They
Right.
treat you like a stepchild, like, okay, you don't have the young, youthful look and the young, youthful, slim body. So
Hmm.
we're gonna not take as many photos, or we're not gonna put you in front of a line, or we're not gonna treat you like the young miss that's just walking here. And I feel that sometimes. I really
Hmm.
do feel that sometimes. And I sit there and I say to myself, you know what? Just prove them wrong. Just
Yeah.
prove them wrong. What I don't want to prove, I don't want to spend my life but just prove them wrong by being better. And
Exactly.
being better, not in the sense of I've got to run after you to prove that I'm better, being better for yourself. And if they don't recognize that, keep it moving. Keep it moving. Just continue to be the queen that you are. And I do feel that sometimes. It doesn't matter how old you are. I mean, because sometimes people think I'm in my 40s and they're like,
Hmm.
that's still, that's still,
Yeah.
that's still old. I'm like, you
Yeah.
know how many pageant sisters I have that are in their 40s and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe that I'm turning 40. Or they'll try to put me in something or suggest something. And I'm like, sweetheart, remember I'm a classic. And they're like, Katrina, you just don't look like it. So it's remember, I'm so proud of my title. Like I'm so proud of that title of being classic. Like
Yeah.
I love the elite. I love just letting people know, letting women know that, sweetheart, you're amazing no matter what. And just be very comfortable with the fact that, yeah, you're getting older, you're getting wiser, you're getting better, you're getting more secure. Don't let this classic or elite make you feel like you're leftovers or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
amazing. It is amazing.
And I think that is a great point that you made about how sometimes there are those in the industry that do tend to treat we classic aged queens a little differently. Please stop that if you're listening. Like, we have so much to bring to the table.
So much.
And I think the thing is that maybe there's not been enough of us in those prominent spaces. It hasn't been normalized yet. And I'm hoping that becomes more of a normal thing to see is an older woman being a queen, and the fact that there are no age limits now in the USA and Miss Universe system. I'm hoping we'll see more of these women showing up. I'm not sure when we'll get a winner who is over 50, or 40 or 50 or older, but just the fact just to get them to show up more, I think it's going to help normalize more of the perception of an older woman.
I do agree, but we have to show up first.
Hmm.
We have to show up for it first. And we have to, when they say make that seat at the table, honey, you better, if there's not a seat, go get another chair and put
Yeah.
it, squeeze it in between because I refuse to give up like that. And I'm not trying to prove a point. What I'm doing is I'm living my best life because I'm going to take this confidence and I'm going to use it because I didn't use it when I was younger. I did
Hmm.
not use this. A pageant in my 20s, I never even thought.
Me neither.
I'm like, what would I do on that stage with little 5'4" inch me with the thick little body of a black woman? Like what am I gonna do on that stage? Now I'm like, I can do everything they can do and more. Like I
Hmm.
that's when they first lifted the age for Miss USA or Mrs. Universe, Miss Universe.
Hmm.
I saw posts that the younger miss were running scared because they were like, how are we going to go up against so much wisdom? That really surprised me. I mean, it really shocked me to see that we were somewhat of a threat to
Yeah.
girls, and it made me proud because even they know that we have so much more to offer, because of our wisdom and because a lot of us are doctors, lawyers, entrepreneurs, mothers, grandmothers. Like
Hmm.
we have so much wisdom and we're so comfortable with ourselves that we can just sit down and just go to town with the interview and just with a smile on our face and the energy. And we're just like, I think part of it is we go in and we're like, you know what, I'm just gonna have fun. And
Yeah.
that is a winning attitude. I'm just gonna have fun. I love that. Have fun.
Exactly. And, besides winning pageants, besides writing books, you created a brand. And I want to make sure we got a chance to talk a bit about it before we're done here, because the fact that you decided to start a beauty line, as a woman over 60, I think is amazing. So can you tell us a little bit about your skincare line?
Oh, I totally forgot to bring it into frame. Okay, so
It's okay.
I am the type that if you bring something to my attention and it gets me excited, I do it. That's the Gemini in me. And I remember someone that said, I can see you with your own skin line. I was 60 years old. And I didn't even like doubt the fact that, wait, I'm 60 years old, getting ready to launch a skincare line. What is going on in my life? And it was just so exciting to be able to create something. It didn't have to be necessarily a skincare line, but it was something more, my purpose. I'm
Mhm.
all about purpose in my life, and I'm all over the place when it comes to things because I'm not afraid to jump in and do something. I launched last year, August 23rd. I launched the skincare line that I named Just We, which means I am Just We Beauty
Mm.
LLC. People are always asking me, at first they can't believe I'm 60 in my 60s. So that was kind of flattering to know that. And then for me to be able to market it, I am the face of Just We because I've always taken care of my skin. And I've never gone out, gotten Botox. I'm deathly afraid of needles. So having one in my face was not even an option. I have gone to get the what is it? I can't remember what it's called.
Microneedling?
A microneedling. It pretty much destroyed my face when it came to,
Mm.
I broke out in hives. I don't know if it was the ingredients or just the fact that my skin was not used to the blade. I don't know what it was. So that really scared me because I'm like, oh my goodness, I've always taken care of my skin. But I don't go and use, I never really used anything that was like acidy or
Mhm.
anything that could like peel off your skin because I know how to take care of my skin naturally. And I wanted my product to be natural. So it is all natural, which I'm really happy. Did a lot of research, found that there's a lot of plants out there and seeds out there that are just as equivalent to like the retinols and hyaluronic acids, those type of things. So I was really happy that I decided to go the natural route because I was against it when I was younger. I was like, what is a plant going to do? A plant is going to do everything. And this is my skin. We don't have filters here. This is my skin. I love the fact that my at 61, I don't have sunken in eyes. I'm really happy about that. I love that my skin is even toned. I love the fact that I've taken care of it and I use Just Sweet. I've been using it for probably about 2 years now. And I love everything about my product line. I think it's incredible. And it gave me an excuse to have a routine. And
Yeah.
that's pretty much what we really need in order to take care of our skin, to nurture our skin. We need a morning routine and a nighttime routine. And that was nothing new to me. I just added different products and I added a little bit more. I've always been afraid of like facial oils because I never understood how they would sink into your skin until
Mhm.
I started to get my certification as a skincare coach. So now I understand there's certain seeds that do absorb that will not clog your pores and they will make your skin healthy and radiant. And like I said, proof is in the pudding.
I know. And anyone who's listening, I will definitely be putting out your socials because obviously, if you cannot see her, she definitely does not look like she's 60 years old. Not that 60 should look a certain way, but she looks easily 20 years younger. And she's just glowing, just absolutely glowing, beautiful. So you are a testament to what you've come up with, and that's amazing.
Well, I love it, and I knew that taking care of my skin was one of the biggest things when it came to competing with women 30 years my junior. That was my
Mhm.
biggest thing, and I think that Jacqueline Sapp, who is now the owner of Miss Florida USA, she actually was one of my judges, and she could when I told her my uniqueness in the pageant was that I was 56 years old, she lost it. She really lost it. And she has come and DM'd me and said, listen, I want you to compete in Miss Florida USA to set a standard. And it,
Mm,
it told me that she really truly, respects the fact that, I do take care of myself. And it really it just made me feel it made my heart just like so happy. It really did.
yeah. Like you were seen. You were truly seen. And
Yeah,
that
and I love that. And she's a very influential person in the pageant industry, of course. She was Mrs. Florida, but she went to Mrs. World. And then now she's the director of Mrs. Florida USA. So that was really exciting.
that's so wonderful. I am Queen, our chats just fly right by, and we are nearly out of time. I mean, we're gonna have to keep this as a regular series. Like every now and then, we're gonna have to, pick it back up again.
I'm down.
But if you want to let our Spotify listeners know, where can they reach you at?
Well, all of my names on social media are Katrina Spagnoletti, and I'm sure you'll have that there,
Yes.
right there. Katrina Spagnoletti on Facebook is Katrina Spagnoletti, Instagram Katrina Spagnoletti. My product line is Just We, and you can find it at justwebeauty.shop. That I have my website. But basically, I go with but my etiquette page because I am on this journey of becoming an etiquette consultant. I love
Amazing.
doing stuff like this. I love having my followers follow me in my journey. So the Queen of Etiquette is my handle for Instagram, and I love that I'm the Queen of Etiquette. I'm glad that that wasn't taken. My sister Queen actually made that name up.
Oh, that's so awesome.
And she made that name up, and I just ran with it because she said I was the Queen of Etiquette. And my book is called What My Mother Never Knew, and you can find it on my website as well. So I'm excited about all of the things that are happening, especially in my 60s. It feels so much better figuring things out in my 60s than I think it was in my 20s because we just make too many mistakes.
Oh,
Now I really take it, I'm very patient with it, and it works out so much better.
absolutely. And I will definitely echo that. I have no desire to go back to my 20s. I have no desire to do
No,
that. All the romantic mistakes I made, all the career mistakes I made, but that's part of it. You start figuring what works out for you, and then as long as you keep progressing forward and learning, then your 50s and 60s just can become a time of just totally reveling in what you've become.
yeah, and you're so much sure about yourself and everything that you do. And
Yeah.
I love that part. I really do love that part.
And with that, that is where we have it for today, everybody. Thank you so much, Katrina. You are
Mhm.
always a queen, such inspiration, such a delight. And I just wish we lived a little closer. We're going to have to get together in person sometime soon.
We do, we do.
We do. And thank you all. And please return. We have many more episodes coming up. And have a fearless and fabulous day.
You as